Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D Deep Dive. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. I'm Julie from Maison Gypsy, and I'm here with my lovely sister, Sophie. How are you, Sophie?
Hey, I'm really happy to be here. We're in the gray today.
Yeah, mine is more blue, but yeah, we're in the bluish gray type of vibe. So I don't know what that means, but maybe we're neutral today.
I think that's very soothing, calming color where it's just about, let us know what it means, the gray. I always love to have that kind of color in my home. It's very soothing.
Yeah, I feel like it's neutral. It's not like let's say imposing a frequency or a theme. It's like letting things flow a little bit more. Maybe that's why. So today we're going to talk about a subject that we had multiple comments on the subject, and also I felt guided from my team that we needed to do a deep dive on the subject. So this is going to be for the 144,000 group, soul tribe, frequency. So we had a question in the last 5D news show about that, and a lot of comments also in the community. And so we're going to dive deeper into this today. I watched a video that was suggested on my YouTube yesterday from Amanda Ellis, and I'm going to show you guys so you can. I didn't know her. So that was the first time that I was kind of, let's say, shown one of her videos on my homepage of YouTube. And this one popped up. So the 144,000 frequency, where she talks about also like messages, downloads, and guidance from her guides. That said, it's like an Egyptian initiation. So she makes the analogy with that when people entered the chamber, the pharaoh's chamber, the king's chamber, the queen's chamber, into going into a huge physical transformation. Some died, some went to the other side. So anyways, and she makes a parallel also with twin flame. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to ask the questions to the cards and to Sophie, and I can't wait to see what you have to say on that. And also we're going to talk about, more generally speaking, the Lightworkers, what we're being called to do in this new frequency, in this new world, in this age of Aquarius. And also, I think that's a theme that we had a lot of questions about. Did you also get a lot of questions on these subjects in your consultations or in your entourage?
Not really, but I have to say that it doesn't come up a lot in the one-on-one session, doesn't come up a lot around me, but I'm currently filming my 30 minutes of pre-record on what is to come in the year 2024-25 for everybody. I have to switch my mind to the new year. And I've been doing a lot because it has been a real success. So thank you for everybody that has already ordered yours. And if you haven't, there is still time with the promo code 20%. So in those readings, it comes up a lot. It's going to be a huge topic for the new year, that a lot of people are being called to release whatever is blocking them on their journey and to really step into their power. So I think that this is a huge, powerful year where everybody claim back their power. And that is the main energy that I'm getting. I'm getting chills as I'm saying this, where we're claiming back the power and we're stepping in more of the right frequency for our life. And it's being shown a lot in those readings where you have to be going to get to the right place for you and how you're being called of service.
Wow, fascinating. And it's crazy because we talked a little bit before recording this, but I was being guided from my team to talk about this one. And you said, oh my God, like it's crazy. This is a big subject in the prediction of 2025. So I feel like both of our teams are like, yay, you need to talk about this. It's a really important topic.
And it's not something that I would normally read about in the readings. Typically, I'm more of a step-by-step, everyday life 3D reality. I'm more of that kind of reader where I will see, okay, so you have this going on in your life and this is the next step.
But the practical steps in the journey of your goals.
I'm very practical as a reader. I try to anyway. And in those in-depth 30 minutes of what is coming up for your year, the energy that is coming is really something else. I have to go with it because that's the message from your guide. So I have to go with it. I'm trusting source on this, but it is out of what I would typically see. It's a special year. And if you are wondering what is going to be your year and what you're being called to do, I think you should really order one because it's crazy the information that is coming in from the guides.
Yeah. Wow. So, and again, we were guided to put up this new one. So this is a new offering that we have on the website. And if you didn't book yet, now is your time because Sophie has a lot on her on her to-do list already. So thank you so much for everybody who has booked already. And there is a 20% off discount code that is holidays. And the link will be down below along with the discount code also in the description box. And it's until December 31st. It's between 1 and 2 weeks to get your own private video, pre-recorded private video about your 2025 predictions and what is the most important for you. And I have to say too that so in Chinese astrology, it's going to be the snake year as we start like the end of January of 2025. Snake is all about power, empowerment. It's all about shedding old skin. So it makes a lot of sense with what you're saying. The nodes are going to shift into the Virgo Pisces axis, which is the axis of service, of the mission. And also to attain like a greater sense of oneness, spirituality, but also it's the axis of being in service.
And it's number 9.
It's a number 9 in universal numerology. So we're going to be, well, I think, yes, leaving a lot behind, but in order to be even more engaged or involved in our life mission on the right path. So I think it's like a mix of not just like old stuff that we need to let go and it's going to be like a year of mourning. No. Don't think so. But I think, yes, there is a lot of endings that are going to lead to even more personal fulfillment and finding your path even more. So we're going to dive deeper into this in this episode. So stay tuned. And right before we do so, please do make sure you give us a like, of course, if you do enjoy the content that we're creating for you guys. So we have here our Maison Jupiter YouTube channel. So make sure you are subscribed because we come up with a lot of those really interesting videos. So we have the 5D news and there's a new one that's going to be added there on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, like every Thursday. And every Tuesday, we have this one, which is a deep dive with a different subject every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we have also a lot of other amazing shows on the channel. And of course, we are also simulcasting here on our Rumble. I was going to say Rumble and channel at the same time, Rumble channel. So please do make sure also you are subscribed to whatever platform you are watching this on. And lastly, before we start, if you have any suggestions of deep dives you would like to see here on the channel or questions, please join our community. This is a free community to join. We have a beautiful soul tribe over there, so you can also share your life experiences, any kind of insights you have. And we have a section there for the 5D shows, so you can also come up with your own questions. And especially in the 5D news one on Thursday, you'll see that I have taken a lot of questions from you guys from the community. So let's start with the first part, which is going to be all about the 144,000. So, okay, a little of a personal story before we talk about the questions and the meaning of this. Before I really knew what this number was, and I cannot say that I know 100% what it is yet, so I hope this show is going to help me there. But for me, I started seeing those numbers repeatedly to the point where I was like, okay, guys, like, what do you want me to see here? And it was at the end of 2016 that I personally started to see all the combination of 1441, 144, 441, like in any order. And it was like 30 times a day. So at some point it was just like, what's going on? What's the message here? But and until this day, and we're in the end of 2024. So for 8 years, I've been seeing those numbers all the time. And at first I was like, what's the message? And I kept asking like psychics, people that I would come across that seemed to know about this number. I would see it sometimes on Instagram. So I was like, what is this about? And at the same time, it's interesting because my North Node, the North Node in the sky was exactly conjunct my Virgo sun. And the Virgo archetype is all about being in service, stepping into your own way of serving the source. So it was for me like a huge mission activation. And the next year, so that was kind of the beginning of my exiting of the matrix, which I did the next year in 2017. I quit my job. I started to be a freelancer. I started to travel remotely, work remotely from abroad. And it opened up like a whole other, let's say, timeline that I didn't even know existed. So for me, it was like this started the whole going on your own journey, and then which led to in 2019 opening up the business, the spirituality business, which is Maison Jupiter. So and at the same time, the South Node was making a conjunction to Neptune in my 7th house, which is like letting go of past relationship, past karma. So huge. So that was just a little side story here to introduce you to that. So after I kept seeing the number, I was like trying to understand what's this about. And so I know it's mentioned quite a few times in the Bible, in the book of Revelation. So there is a more like a religious component to it, but also a lot of people in the spiritual community talk about this number. So there is a lot of talk about it. A lot of people don't agree about exactly what this means. But one of the things that Amanda Ellis in her video that I watched yesterday said that it's more of a frequency than an actual number of people that are here to help, let's say, the bridging of the ages. And this is also what we had last time we asked the question. I asked you, is this a number of souls that are here to make a big difference in the world? And you said, yes, it's a soul group, but it's more a frequency than an actual number. So that's something we have in common here with what Amanda was saying. So, and one other thing that I'd like to ask the cards is that she was saying it's a frequency, yes. And she says, once you attain that frequency, or once you absorb it into your DNA, your body, your frequency, it's with you forever. So you're keeping it. And it's not something that you go through and then you forget about it. So I'd like to ask the cards, is it some type of scenario where once you reach this frequency of the 144,000, is it being activated for the rest of this lifetime?
Okay. So I have 3 cards in front of me, now 4. And the second card is the Peter Pan card, but I just want to bring your attention to what it says in the upper corner right there. It says, I will live in your heart forever.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just want to take a second roll just because of that first card, and then I will explain everything. And I may be a little bit overdoing the cards today. So be patient with me when I shuffle because, yeah.
I'll try to put some images on the screen so people are entertained while you shuffle.
Perfect. What is this about? Okay. So it's this vibration is not something you can attain alone, apparently. The card of the meeting was intriguing for me, but we have the Six of Cups as a confirmation, and we have the King of Sword and a Three of Pentacles. So it sounds like you either need to be, it sounds bad what I'm about to say, I'm sorry about this. It sounds like almost like a group that you need to have somebody letting you in to be part of it. So that letting you in, it's not like a cult, because I don't see anything bad with the Six of Cups and those beautiful cards, but it's more like an attunement and letting you in on that frequency, that kind of attunement. I think that's the word. And is it going to be forever? Yes, but it's something you're going to have to maintain and to work on every day. So that can it live in your heart forever? Yes, but can you lose it? I think you can. It will be something that is in your body, but it can be not activated.
Right? It can be dormant.
Yeah, dormant. So you can absolutely walk away from it, but it's something that you will have with you. It's just that, like I said, you can be dormant. Apparently, what happens when you are getting this frequency at first, we have the Five of Cups and the Tower. So I think you need to be at rock bottom and then really turning your eyes to source.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm laughing because this is kind of what happened for me personally, I think, before I started to see those numbers. I had a meeting with a karmic partner that ended up very rapidly, and I couldn't understand, like, how can we connect so deeply, and how can he turn around and just like ignore the connection? So after that, I was just like left with a lot of sadness and not understanding the situation. So I turned to more of the spiritual side to tune in inwards, and this is when I started to do tarot. So that makes a lot of sense. That was a question that I had for later on, but since like we had two cards about like the Six of Cups, and I don't know if that was the Lovers or the meeting card, which looks like the Lovers card. Mm-hmm. And this is something that Amanda Ellis was saying in her video, that she saw definitely like a connection with the twin flame journey. Not saying that this is 100% it, but can we maybe ask the cards, is this 144,000 frequency somewhat connected to the twin flame journey?
Yes. Straight card name, Desire. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we have the Shadow of a Doubt, X, Lonesome. I think you need to be on that journey with your twin flame. And I'm going to just be very clear about this. I'm not saying that your twin flame should be at the same level of where you are. I just think that you need to have met your twin flame and be activated by this twin flame before you can reach that frequency for some reason. And that's it. That it says basically that the loneliness and the hole that has left this meeting is part of what is going to bring you down, that is necessary for you to turn your eyes towards spirituality even more. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting the Sun, the Two of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. It's once you feel that love, it's like the divine love, a little bit like when you die and people are saying that they feel that unconditional love. Yeah. That twin flame love is supposed to feel the same. It's supposed to feel like it's an unconditional safety, fulfilling, forever kind of love. That it is romantic or not, it's supposed to feel this way. This is the vibration of it. Mm-hmm. And when this person is leaving you, we have this energy of lack of it and we want to gain it back, and it can create a kind of a big rock bottom in your life where you're trying to win that frequency back.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know where we're gonna go there, but this is crazy. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I had the question, what activates the frequency, but we kind of got it from the card when we got a huge tower moment of the lack of that feeling of oneness, I guess.
Yeah.
Is how we can describe it. And can we ask, what's this frequency like? The frequency of the 144,000, what's this like?
Well, I think we just said this. I think that's the frequency of the unconditional love from source, without any judgment and without any filter of the 3D life. That is what you feel like when you are in the presence or in the energy of your twin flame. And I know some of you are going to listen and are going to say, like, that's not what that's not my experience with my twin flame. Maybe that's a karmic and not a twin flame, or maybe that's a soulmate and not a twin flame.
Yeah.
An energy from a twin flame is supposed to feel it's a journey, okay? It's a very big journey, but at the very root of it, it's supposed to feel like this frequency of just when you're not on earth, and it's supposed to feel like your soul is loved and understood and heard and fulfilled at 100%. That's the frequency.
Okay, so can we ask maybe the cards, once you activate this frequency within yourself, the frequency of 144,000, which is linked to unconditional love, what does it change like within your 3D self?
Yeah. So that's very taboo, but it says that some of the people being activated can run away from it because that's too intense, just like the energy of the twin flame. Okay, that's the same vibration. I'm getting the same cards, but it says that you're going to be guided to kill your ego. So
again, I'm laughing because it feels so like aligned with my experience.
You're going to be called to let go of your ego completely and understand that you are not one against each other. We are all in this together, trying our best and trying to express this love frequency to everybody.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about like divine counterparts, twin flames, but let's just remind everybody that it's also an even more of an internal process of, let's say, getting into balance union between your own divine masculine and divine feminine within you, so that you can also experience it in the outside world.
Absolutely.
Okay. Another question, maybe. I'm looking for an image that's suited for, okay, maybe this one. So maybe I think it was in the last 5D news that we talked about it. And we said it's kind of a frequency, it's a soul group. And some people in the community also answered that, oh yeah, I kept seeing those numbers for like a number of years too. So I guess I must be in that soul group too. So can we say, is it predestined to be part of this soul group, or can anyone on the path of awakening access this group or this frequency?
Okay.
Is this predestined, or is it something that you can choose in this lifetime?
It is predestined. It is. I have to say, but you can get out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not something you can get in, but you can get out of it.
Yeah. Okay. That's so interesting, because this is also what Amanda Ellis was talking about in her video. And she said, and we're going to ask the cards if you also get that from your side of the story. So she said that, no, it's not actually, it's more a frequency than a number, but she said that a lot of souls have declined the mission, or and she says like it comes with a big initiation, or maybe we could say a series of initiations, which leads you to that ego death that you were getting. So the death of your old self in order to be reborn, but in this lifetime. So going through like a huge initiation. And she said that right now, what she was getting from her channeling is that a lot of people that were on the 144,000 journey were experiencing like the last big stage of this initiation. And that as an effect of that, a lot of people were declining because it was too hard. They were like, no, I give up. This is too much for me. I have to give up too much. This is too much of a high price to pay. So
yeah, but those people doesn't have you as a sister.
No, they don't. Hey, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. So she said that because a lot of souls have declined at this level of the final stage, so she said that leaves us to 144,000 living souls being incarnated. So I don't know if it's exactly 144,000 individual or 144,000 incarnate couples.
No.
But let's just ask the card. Is that true that, let's say, because a lot of people have declined the mission, that right now there is a 144,000 either individuals or couples?
So the first card is abandoned. So yes, a lot of people have refused to step in that life. I do see it. Yeah. It's not a number. So the only part of it that is a number, and it's very funny because I'm getting the tomb on top of the dead. That card.
Very clear.
So the only part that is truly a number is the fact that every soul that declined was replaced by another soul that was ready for it. That's the part that is a number. Okay. But I don't get that this is the exact number. It's
more than that.
Yeah, it's a frequency. It's not a number.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because, and that makes sense also that if some people have declined that, but still they are on the journey of, let's say, divine counterpart that someone else has that was ready, made the actual choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I love this. Okay. So we talked about, you got the cards of the ego death, and it's interesting because like I have a bunch of questions on my list, and oftentimes you answer those questions beforehand. So.
There's a lot in one-on-one too.
Okay, so you talked about like how the part of, or the whole initiation is about the death of the ego or the death of your old self. But can we ask the cards, like on a more 3D level, how does that look like, this initiation to access this 144,000 frequency?
It says that a person, and we get another kind of the death card. So it says that literally a person is going to step into the role of creating chaos in your life. And it says that this person is going to basically haunt you. That's your counterpart. That's 100% your counterpart. So that is your twin flame. It's creating, it says fear, it's creating attachment, and then we have the card of death, and then we have ghosted, and we have haunted. So, but this person is playing a role for your activation. So this person is your initiation. And if you need to have multiple activation, this person can either do it itself or send somebody else to help you with this journey of getting ready for it.
Okay, so that's like if I understand correctly, that's kind of the first gate, the first domino, if we want to say, that falls in order to get to the series of initiations that we're going to get through. So because, like, let's say if I take myself as an example, that started with that, like with, let's say, the triggering of the counterpart, and then it led me into this huge existential crisis, finding more of my spiritual self, connecting with that, being in the hermit mode, and then leaving my job, and then blah blah blah, like all of the steps, getting out of the city, starting to meditate, all of that stuff, like health stuff also. So can we say that it's the first domino, but then like a series of changes of other initiations are planned as well if we continue on that journey?
Other initiations are going to show up only if you're not going on the right path. So the initiation is truly with your counterpart, and it's creating that you first taste that vibration. So it's being activated inside of you, and you crave that unconditional love. And if you're not going on the right path, you're going to have initiation also. So,
but understand that, let's say most people that entered the first gate of that initiation, their life is not necessarily 100% aligned with their future selves, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that they're not, let's say, on the wrong path, but it's the start of a journey. Mm-hmm. So can we maybe ask the cards if that's like the first gate, and there's other initiations, or is it like the only one?
That's the only major one. The other ones are just if you're not following the path you're supposed to follow, if you're not doing the steps to go in that vibration.
Okay. Let's now. Okay, I have another one. So does seeing this repeated number, like myself and other people also have been seeing, so the 1, the 4s in different orders, do they mean that you're going to meet a lot of karmic partners to clear karma with them before you have an opportunity for more of a counterpart journey, union, sacred partnership? So does that mean that you're going to be, let's say, releasing a lot of karma?
Not necessarily with partners, but it says that you are going through something at the moment, and you're going to go through it. So when you see numbers, something in your energy field is already activated to be cleared, to be released and worked on. And it could be something positive that is coming your way and activated. It could be something negative that you have to release because otherwise you're not going to be aligned. But when you're seeing numbers, that's just a communication of, okay, get ready. There's something in your energy field that is vibrating at a certain level that we recognize, and you have to be ready for it. Everything that is leaving your life is to make space to something to be created by you. And basically you're being watched by your guides and by source on your journey. And if you're taking, like I said, the wrong path, they're just going to send you those messages and realign you on the right path.
Woo. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So in her video, Amanda talks about how on this journey, we're becoming a beacon of light for other people. So, okay. Where am I going with this? Are we currently going through the last big initiation to anchor this frequency fully and to really embody that frequency in the higher frequency, in the higher, let's say, higher way of doing it?
Yep. So we have the healing with alignment, we have the stork, which is the new beginning, and we have the journey. So yes, it's to some people may have seen this as the big awakening, but that's not exactly what it is. But some people may have been seeing this in the cards and thinking that this is the big awakening because the frequency is being activated, yes. And it's up to the rest of the world to see if they are continuing on that journey or not, and how they're going to be doing on this journey.
Okay. And maybe one or two last one on this subject. Okay. So, and again, if I refer to Amanda's Ellis video, she talks about how some people will accept the challenge because they know that there's something that is like a prize or a reward on the other side of the journey. So what is on the other side of the journey if both counterparts accept the mission, or if you, let's say, are willing to journey through this ego death? What's on the other side? What's the reward?
The end of your karma. You're not going to have any karma anymore. It says that you and your twin flame will be reunited, and yeah, it says that basically you will be able to become a guide for others. And we had this previously, I think, in either 5D deep dive or news, where we saw that the angels currently were reincarnated and doing this kind of work. If you are in the vibration of this vibration of ultimate love and unconditional love, and you win in the sense that you do everything and you jump through every hoops and you're really into your journey and you're doing what needs to be done for you to understand that lesson, you as a reward and your twin as a reward will have the same frequency as an angel, in a sense of you will be able to help others because you will be in that unconditional love frequency.
That's beautiful. I love it. Okay, well, that's very reassuring. Last questions on this subject, and then we'll talk about light workers. So I had this book for quite a while, which is in French, and I know it's been translated from Suzanne White, and she talks about like the combination of tropical astrology, Western astrology with Chinese astrology. So because it's a 12 sign system, both of them are 12 sign system. If we combine all the possibilities, that comes up to 144 new pairs. So, and I had that like in my library for a while. And when I got into the numbers, I was just like, wait, I have a book also that has this number on it. So I was just like, So can we say that, let's say the 144,000 represent also all the counterpart union timelines possible? Because like, let's say in this book, it's all the possibilities of combination of two different systems. So it can also be, let's say, the combination of the 12 zodiac signs with a counterpart of the 12 zodiac signs. So there's 144 possible combination of counterpart union. So does 144,000 also represent all the counterpart union timeline possible?
Yeah, well, it says it's very tough because some of the combinations have been, we have the month, and as I'm saying this, it says that some of the combination has been working on coming together for quite some time and not successing, so not having success. We have vertigo spiraling down and arsenic in the marriage. So it has been a tough journey for a lot of the combination. And it says that people needed to reflect on each other and be triggered for many lifetimes. This is, again, the mirror. But in this twin flame, that makes total sense because it's an activation on mirroring each other and helping each other grow. But when you're so different, and because twin flames can represent different aspects of a one person, so it's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of chaos at first. So that's why it takes a lot of lives to come true as a real twin flame reunion. And it says, come and get it, and the ascension. So it's on purpose that It has been created with so many combinations of twin flame possible. We have the mountain, the tower card, and finally we have those two reunited. So there's a purpose of this, is that everybody feels as one, and that they're helping other vibration of the same signs to come into union when they come into union. So it's like making peace with each area of life, with each energy of life, and embracing each other. So it's necessary to have different energies coming together as one, because it helps for all the others that are the same energies.
Okay. Wow. And if I remember correctly, I think it's when we did the deep dive on Pluto in Aquarius, which was really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
You had so many cards of mirroring, mirrors. So I'm guessing that that's also part of like the huge activation starting in now, because Pluto entered Aquarius at the end of 2024, but of course in 2025 it's going to be super active. So I guess it's now why we are talking about this subject, because people are going to get activated. This, let's say, part of themselves is going to be activated through, and I guess it's part of why we got the mirroring, because of the divine counterparts, looking at someone else and seeing the parts of ourselves. So the sacred relationships, twin flames, is that also what you're getting intuitively?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know it has been a lot romanticized, the twin flame, but you have to know it's like another awakening journey. This is not easy at all. Okay. So just think about what we have learned so far with the frequency that we have been talking about since the beginning here. We see that you're going to have a sense of what it is to be unconditional love, and then it's going to most likely be removed from you, so you, for a moment at least, while you're learning the lessons. So it's not easy, because you are craving that connection again.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like, it seems like it's a big part of the spiritual awakening, and probably why also this subject has been so hijacked.
Absolutely, because you're supposed to turn to source and within yourself too, to have the same vibration, because you have once had this, and you know that source is going to provide this for you. You know that if you are accepting and providing that energy to yourself and with source, then it's attracting the counterpart.
Yeah, well said. Well, we're going to talk now about Lightworkers, and all of you, of course, watching. Just before we do so, we have an amazing promo right now, the holidays promo. We decided to do it beforehand, before the holidays, so that everybody could, let's say, take advantage of this really huge discount that we're doing across the website and also across the Academy platform. So you can also, if you have gifts to make to your loved ones, this is the time to do it. So we have a 20% off across the Maison Gipta website, and that includes the birth chart, so the personalized birth chart in the color of your choice. This is a digital product, and it comes also with a 15 to 20 pages report explaining your most important alignments. So this is a really beautiful gift, especially for people that want to know, to start their own journey about knowing their own birth chart in astrology. And we have also the gift card that is also available with the 20% off discount as well. Also, with the 20% discount, we have the beautiful handmade candles by Elena. And these are available on the regular collection. So there are 7 of those. They are infused with crystals so that you can manifest your intentions. Beautifully scented. We love those candles. Again, a 20% off. This is one of our biggest discount of the year, so really take advantage of that. Elena is hard at work right now packing all of your orders, so if you'd like to get them before the holidays, now is your time to do so. The code is holidays for all of the promos that I'm going to talk about, so remember, just holidays. Also, the 20% off is available on all the consultation with Sophie and Solrita, and also available on the 2025 prediction pre-recorded reading that we were talking about earlier, and also on the gift cards if you'd like to gift the consultation to a loved one. Also, the discount code is holidays. And lastly, they have a 50% off. So that's the biggest sale on the Academy. We do that yearly. So 50% on all the courses, on all the workshops, and all the meditation activations available. So we have a new series also of meditation with Elena. And she targets like specific topics in order to rewire your energetic field in your brain, let go of limiting beliefs. And this one is for increasing financial security. She has one on getting better sleep. She has another one on mending a broken heart. This is also available on the tarot course. We have the workshop with the astrology with the solar return, the magical placements, the aura course from Soul Rita, and all the activation that Elena did. So again, the code is 50, no, not 50, holidays to get 50% off. And all the links will be down below in the description box. All right, so now let's talk about Lightworkers as, let's say, a general, like a more broader perspective on that group. So I'd like to start with asking about, like, what's the biggest necessity in terms of mission for Lightworkers incarnated on Earth right now? So what do we need the most at this time from the Lightworkers? Oh, my. Even when we want to step away from the subject, it comes back.
Well, I'm just going to go with it, and then I will ask again. So I think that it's not answering correctly your question, but
It is.
It is. Well, it seems to say that what is asked for the Lightworker is before you step into your real mission, you need to start your mission by activating your divine masculine, divine feminine side of you. So even though you may not be sure of who is your twin flame, by working on your both yin and yang, your both feminine and masculine side of you, it's going to provide this same frequency to you. And being of service comes after this. So let's just see what is the biggest necessity of Lightworkers right now.
But it makes so much sense that it's kind of saying that, yeah, we need you to be in service to the world, all cool. But before that, you need to work on your own balance.
Yeah, absolutely. And to commit to it, to commit to your own evolution. So right now, that's what is asked of every Lightworker, is to commit to elevating your frequency and to commit to your own work by starting with yourself.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that as an answer, but that's fascinating. Okay. So second question here. And this is from Neo, of course, from the Matrix. So I've heard a lot in the past years that a lot of people seems to be like, they fear, let's say, to leave their Matrix job. And they're like, oh yeah, but I'm a secret agent in the Matrix. So I'm secretly, let's say, spreading a special frequency throughout, but being a secret agent in the Matrix. So let's say in highly corrupted circles, or just like, let's say, I don't want to, it's not a judgment. It's just that I've heard that a lot in, let's say, in places, because they fear, or they don't want to let go of their old security. They're saying like, yeah, but I'm doing my work as a secret agent in the Matrix. So can you really be, and that's my question for the cards, a secret agent in the Matrix and be fully activated as a Lightworker? Is that possible?
No. Yeah, it says no. So we have shadow sides. Basically, as long as you stay in that kind of job. And I had really absolutely no point of view on the question before I took the card. So I'm just saying this because I always say to my clients, you have your own journey, and it doesn't need to be a job which you are coming here to do. You can work at any job and spread the love frequency. But it seems to say that at some point, at very least, it's not working out to come to the full extent. Yeah. So the shadow side, it says, I will trigger what you fear the most. And we have the court. So it's basically saying that if you are staying in that fear of leaving that reality, you're not going to step into your full vibration, and you're not going to step into your full power. But it's also saying that you will continuously get triggered in that job and lowering down your frequency. So it's basically saying, no, as long as you stay there, you're going to accumulate frequency of the wrong frequency around you and pick up on many things that is going to lower your own frequency and provide with a lot of bad stuff to you that you don't want to have. So a lot of Reiki here would be necessary.
Wow. Okay. And by saying that, I just want to say that I don't mean that everybody should do a spiritual kind of work like we're doing, for example. But at least you could, I guess what the cards are saying here is that you need to feel fulfilled in whatever work you choose. If you're only doing it because it gives you a false sense of security, or you're only doing it because of the money or like the financial security that it gives you, I guess this is where like the cards are saying like you're not going to be able to access your full potential. Is that correct?
I think it goes a step further. Not everybody will do like massage therapy, the cards. Not everybody is meant to do that. We have all different missions, yes.
Yeah.
But what it says is that who you're working with and who is working with you and what is this work for is also playing a huge part in the frequency.
Yeah. So, what's the corporation? What's the values of the corporation you're working with? So not just, yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's bigger because like you're embodying the frequency of the whole system that you're into it.
Yeah, and plus if you're physically in that environment and working with other people who are representing the frequency of that place, you're going to pick up on so many layers of bad stuff that it's going to slow you down.
Yeah. And I remember when I was still working in the corporate world, I was a graphic designer in a professional soccer team. And like the job itself, I loved it because it was very creative. So like I created marketing campaigns, photographs, items that we would sell at the boutique. So I had a lot of fun because they gave me a lot of freedom into creating whatever I wanted to create. But at some point I was like being confronted with like the biggest, like the higher level of, let's say, political corruption around that. And I was just like I cannot, let's say, quote, prostitute myself that much and not try to not see like that the values of the corporation are not aligned with my own. So at some point it's just like closing a blind eye on a lot of things that to me didn't work out at the end, because I was like, yeah, I do love my job if I'm like that for a while, but after a while, like, you need to realize that that a lot of things are going on and that don't align with your values.
Exactly. And I was working creating systems for hospitals. So I'm Virgo, creating systems, hospital Pisces rising. So I was creating a lot of system and training people, and I had a lot of fun. And that was so empowering to just be able to help and create something that was used like in the whole country. I was super proud of it. But I was stopped in my evolution, in my promotion at work, because there was the corruption, and I was not playing that game. I don't have anything in my body that is making me play that game. I was sometimes asking Julie, what am I supposed to say? She was like, oh, you're so bad at political games. I don't have it in my brain. So I had to leave because I love it. I love to help people, and especially when they're sick, they need that kind of support. But it was so corrupted that it just made me just sick. So I had to go.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I guess a lot of people are going to resonate with what we're saying if we're being guided to talk about that. Okay, going back on the light workers, what is the divine masculine biggest mission right now as a light worker? What's the divine masculine biggest mission right now?
The divine masculine has to step away from the collective mission right now and step in their own personal mission right now. So it's very weird.
It's interesting that I chose this image that he's alone and he's receiving like a download.
Yeah. Well, the first card is abandoned, so I'm getting the same thing, and the shadow side. So basically, it says that for too long, the masculine has been taking a step, like looking up. How is that? Looking down at woman energy. So now it's how can I be equal? But because it's too not that it's too hard. It's too crystallize in the energy of the masculine. It has to be done by walking away and really questioning things alone. This is a card of distraction. So to be able to come in a perfect union, masculine are going to feel like masculine will have work to do. Every masculine has a different level of work that needs to be done, including women, I have to say, because we all carry divine masculine energy too.
Of course.
So everybody has to look at their own masculine energy and to step away from that feminine energy and just to say, where am I doing it wrong and taking away the power of the feminine? And personally, I'm just going to speak because I think it's going to help to just understand from a point of view of feminine. I think that's because I'm Virgo also. I was trying to produce and be in that productivity of work that my masculine, I think, was really bullying my feminine, my creativity and this softness. So even inside of one person, you can see that the masculine has to say, I need to step away and revisit how I have that dynamic of acting with the feminine energy that is soft.
Yeah. So my beliefs, my psychological construct of how things should be happening. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. And what is the divine feminine biggest mission right now as a light worker?
She has to get out. We have the snake, and it's the year of the snake. So she has to get out of the role and the vision of the divine feminine has been asked of her. So we have unconventional, and she has to step away from expectation of the world and society and family or others, whatever is the case, or even herself, and really embrace how different femininity can be. We start with this for masculine and feminine, I think, because we need to start with ourselves before we see a collective leveling up of each energy. Now we're just reassessing, and we're in retrograde on top of it, so that makes sense. But we really are in a moment where we're reassessing everything, and then we're going to be able to build on this new frequency. So it says that so the shedding of the skin of the snake in the year of the snake, and we have delays and the mountain. If we don't stop and really do that work for feminine and masculine, we're going to create a huge delay for the leveling up of the community and the global energy.
And you know what? Like, that makes so much sense, because not only are we revisiting all constructs of divine feminine, divine masculine dynamic and balance, but also we're moving into a new age where nobody knows what it's going to look like. So it's like we're redefining what is it all about to be a woman or a man, or living in a sacred relationship. So before we can build like with the mountain, it's asking us to first let go of a lot of constructs, but also to find who we are And it's like we're building something new. Nobody knows what it looks like yet. So that makes a lot of sense. And snake also is about empowerment, right?
And coming
Kundalini energy.
Yeah. And coming full circle, reincarnation. So I think that's a lot of the karma that we had with relationship and even with our own energy is going to be done and dealt with this new year.
Wow. Okay, so we came back full circle. I didn't know we are going to talk about so much of the divine counterpart subject, but it looks like this is what our guides deem important at this time. So thank you everybody for joining us. And right before we go, we are here Tuesday, 5D deep dive. So this is what you just watched. Please do make sure you hit the like button if you did enjoy the content, of course. Tomorrow we'll have an astrology show that I'll put on a channel, on both channel, on Rumble and YouTube, about the Gemini full moon that we're going to have exact this Sunday, December 15th. At the same time, Mercury is going direct. So that's going to be a very important full moon for revelations, important messages. And on Thursday, we'll have the Pick a Card by Sophie at noon. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, stay tuned. We have the new 5D news, which is going to be even better than the other ones, I think. Stay tuned for that. And on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have the Gemini full moon, astrology and activation live with myself and Elena. So a little bit of astrology followed by a guided meditation with singing bowls in order to get the best out of this alignment. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have the Galactic Show live with Soul Rita. So do make sure you join us there. And also, again, all the holidays promo are down below in the description box. And if you'd like to book with Sophie the 2025 pre-recorded prediction, do it now because a lot of people have booked. So if you'd like to get it before 2025, now is your time. And of course, we're going to take it a little bit smoother during the holidays. So we're putting a lot of shows now because we're going to take a little bit of time off. So Sophie and Soul are going to close a lot of their time slots during the holidays. So now is the time if you'd like to get a consultation or a pre-recorded reading. Thank you so much, Sophie, for the channelings, the readings. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye.